Hey everyone, half a day. Hope everyone is having an awesome start to their work week, especially to, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say especially to, but for anybody getting out there, working, hustling, and trying to make their money. I hope everyone has, like I just said, a wonderful start to their work week. So I just wanted to go live um, because what do you call that? Um, in case you're wondering, why um, I didn't go live yesterday for my typically scheduled um, live stream on Sundays. But um, yeah, I'm at loss for words. In case you can't hear, if you didn't watch my previous video that I posted on Friday, I believe it was, um, it was rainy. It was a bit on the windy side. And hey, Mama, thank you. Yeah, 'tis the season for coughs and shots. Um, what was I gonna say? This thing has me just whacked that I can't remember what I'm trying to say. But like I said, I just wanted to, jump on here. My husband, who just left like 10 minutes ago to go work, he was like, no, don't go live because that means you're going to be doing a lot of talking. Well, let's just say, I told him, I was like, well, am I getting on here for everybody to see that I'm not doing well or feeling well? I mean, I'm in the house, I'm wearing a sweater, I've got socks on. But yeah, we need money. Um, so he's out there and trying to make some money. And let me see. He just messaged me, but if I try to go to that message, it's going to end my live stream. So yeah, my husband and I were a gig life duo. We work together. I call the brain fog. Yeah. I'm just messaging my hubby right now. I have to do it on Messenger because if I'm trying to do it on my phone, it's going to end the live stream. But I told my husband when he was leaving, I was like, I just want, to keep my viewers in the know. I mean, like Mama just said, it is the season for people to be getting sick. And this past week, from Wednesday to Sunday, there was a lot of offers that we took that had different types of medications. And we're like, oh boy. I mean, especially when they have to touch the phone because medication, sometimes it requires the customer verification. That means they're going to have to show ID and they're going to have to sign every time we did deliveries. And if we had to make any contact with someone we knew that we were delivering medicine to, we have our hand sanitizer in the car. So he'd be like, spray me. Or I'd be doing the same thing, spray, and then we'd also wipe down the phone. Yes, if you're new to my channel, thank you for popping in and hanging out with me for a little bit. But yes, I'm live streaming from Texas. It's where we live. And I'm originally from Guam. You can see the poster behind me, which is a very tiny island in the Pacific. But we've been living in Texas for over 10 years now. And even prior to that, I had lived in Texas for 9 years. So I've lived in Texas a lot longer than I did living in Guam. But as I was saying, the reason why I wanted to go live, you know, was, to let my viewers know what's going on. And is it to get sympathy? No. Because it's that time of year. People are going to get sick, unfortunately. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I didn't go live yesterday. And I'm still on this journey to try and fully monetize my channel. So, uh-oh. I guess I missed what happened there. But I'm trying to fully monetize my channel. So, I'm trying to get the watch hours. I didn't do my live stream yesterday. And I'm also trying to do this Vlogmas thing. And I missed uploading a video yesterday. So, but I think other than the fact that it's in the air, it's going around, it didn't help that on Friday, even though we were wearing jackets, it was a bit windy. And when you're constantly getting in and out of the car, even if it's just drizzly and sprinkling, you're getting wet. And it was windy. And Sunday morning, I woke up, and this was from Friday. I believe that and my body was like, uh-oh. But age restrictions, oh, okay. I think that's when it happened. Because I think just before going to bed, I started to feel a little tickle in my throat. And then, of course, Sunday morning, I woke up, I still had that little bit of a tickle. So I was just coughing a little bit. I wore a mask all day. Not just to, make sure I'm not spreading it, but as I told my husband, the reason why I like wearing the mask, because it always made, it reduced the amount of times I was coughing. Because as soon as I would take the mask off, sitting in the car, I noticed that I would cough a little bit more than when I had the mask on. So sometimes I'd be just sitting in the car still wearing the mask. But, so yeah, I'm not doing it for sympathy because, like I said, I've been on other people's live streams here the past week or so, several weeks even. Couple of the YouTubers that I follow, people have been getting sick, are still recovering. So yeah, but if you paid attention to the thumbnail, getting sick, especially when you're a gig worker, and not a regular W-2 where, you clock in and you get paid, and whatnot. But, for gig workers, getting sick is no joke. Because sick days means no pay. And I guess it's the same for jobs that don't have sick pay. W-2s, should I say. Where they don't have sick days. And if you call out because you're sick, again, even with those type of jobs, sick days equals no pay. Well, thank you. And thank you for joining my live stream. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm here because I'm just continuing my journey to try and fully monetize my channel. I've got less than 300 subscribers to go. And it's just those darn pesky watch hours. So as much as I appreciate everybody that's been supporting my channel for over a year now, it's those darn pesky watch hours. I have 830 to go. 830 watch hours to go. And my goal, really, was to try and be fully monetized by the new year. Because, and I've talked about this several times because it's important for YouTube channels, especially especially new channels that are trying to grow. Channels, you know, in my case, I hit my 1 year anniversary back in September. And I know some of you is like, oh, I heard about this, but in case for those that haven't, what's happening with my channel, and from what I've read in reference to YouTube, is that if your channel's not fully monetized by the 1 year mark, and because I see a lot of channels out there that when I go and sub to them, I see that they started, you know, more than a year ago, but they are not at that monetized level. You know, they less than 500 subs or less than 1,000 subs. But anyways, in my case, what I've been seeing, it's been a constant battle. You know, I'll gain 2, 6, 10 watch hours in a day, especially if I've gone live. But every time a video that hits its 1 year mark, from what I read, and again, what's happened to me. Hey, Nicole. Good afternoon. Welcome in. It's been a battle. So I'll gain those hours, but if a video from a year ago, once it hit its watch hours, if it was 0.5, you know, 5 hours or whatever, I lose those watch hours that hit the 1 year mark. Any new views from those old, you know, videos, you'll still gain. You'll still gain. I might have to mute my channel for a moment so I spare you guys. Hey, Presley. Excuse me a moment. Presley, you keep spreading it, man. Now I'm sick. I woke up yesterday morning with a tickle in my throat, and as the day went on yesterday, I just felt myself getting worse. So we were home by 6:30-ish. And you know, before we came home, I was buying stuff to make sure, you know, to help me combat this, because as my thumbnail says, you know, sick days equals no pay. And if I can't get out there and work, I mean, thankfully my husband still can, but that's really only half the pay. When we work together, we can double, you know. So I bought, I mean, even though we have some meds here, but I bought stuff, you know, the airborne stuff to increase my immune system, because I need to get better. I need to be better for work come Wednesday. So I'm taking today and I'm taking tomorrow. Terry the Troll. Good name. Well, thank you. Thank you for popping in. Oh, I also just wanted to say, that on my second channel, Hanging with Guam Gal, I already posted another cooking video. This one is the one where I was talking about when I had mentioned about the Spam fries. So come on. Okay, here we go. Copy. Post. But Prez, I don't know if you saw it or not, you know, because I know you, we talked about Spam before, or was that with Maverick? But I did the Spam fries. So it's, you're going to get a kick out of it, because when I was doing the eating portion of it towards the end, I mean, you're going to hear just how crunchy that sucker is. But I included the link, Hanging with Guam Gal, which this channel is going to have a lot of cooking on it, but it's going to have so much more. That's why I just put Hanging with. Hey, NATO. Thank you for popping in. And I don't know if you just saw that, NATO, but I did just post the link to the new video that I just posted on my Hanging with Guam Gal channel. If you haven't already, that is, go check it out. I was trying to edit because that same night when I did the, excuse me, that same night when I did the Spam fries, I also made chicken fried rice to eat along with our dinner. So I'm still trying to edit that video to post on my second channel. But how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a fantastic start to their Monday. I tell you, because I was tossing and turning so much last night. Thank you, Mama. Hey, Eric. Thank you for popping in. I tell you, when I was tossing and turning last night, when I got out of bed this morning, my hair looked like I had just come out of some huge wind tunnel. I mean, my hair was just like, it was because of, my constant tossing and turning in bed. My hair in the back was just like a frizz. Thank you. I was debating whether to add my, if you've seen my other videos, I actually was wearing this on the, there you go. I was wearing this on my hat. And then every time I got out of the car, whether going in for a shop, I would turn these on. Let's slow down the beeping. There you go. I don't know if you guys have been seeing it around in the areas where you guys are, but I think this is probably the first time I noticed, because of the holidays, that people are, not just decorating their yards and their house like you would typically do for the holidays, but we've been really seeing people decking out their cars. I might post it as a short, once I put together everything that we've been able to capture, but people have been, decorating their car. One vehicle had nothing but string of lights all around their car. I think we were live when we saw this other one, as we were in the Walmart parking lot, and they had a Christmas tree in their back, in the back of their pickup. They had some other stuff around their car too. Excuse me. And what was even cooler, I think. Hi, welcome to my live. Thank you for joining us. But what was even cooler was we saw the Grinch. Someone that was dressed up as the Grinch riding around on a motorcycle. The first time we saw him, if it's a guy, we don't know. We were right there by the Walmart doors and we were passing by, but he was stopped right in front of the doors and people were just stopping him as they were coming out, asking if they can take photos with him, especially those with kids. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool that you had someone. Hey, Caleb. Happy holidays. Thank you for joining. But that's been pretty cool. I mean, how about you guys? Have you been seeing that around your town? People not just decorating their houses and their yards, but people decorating their vehicles. Well, I'm at home. The hubby, I'm sick. So the hubby's out there trying to pull it together for the both of us. So I'm trying to make sure that I take today and tomorrow to really just rest up, med up, and be better, because our main days of working is Wednesday to Sunday. So we had a good week last week, And being that this is the week prior to Christmas, I'm hoping that it'll be another decent week. So thanks, Mama, for doing that. That's right. Please hit that like button, even if you're just passing through, which I appreciate it for jumping in a minute or two. But I am trying to work on my watch hours. So if you are here watching this live stream, you know, maybe you'll go back to my channel and watch some of my other videos. Majority of it is about gig life. Hence the name, Gig Life and More. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to take this off because it's weird, because as soon as I put, even though it's very, very little pressure on my head, I started to get a little bit of a headache. So I'll keep the antlers on just for a little bit longer. Gotta try and keep the spirit up, because I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are probably use your paid sick day for it. Not for gig work, unfortunately, because we're self-employed. We're not an employee of any of the apps we work, so there's no such thing as a sick day. But that's why typically Mondays and Tuesdays are our days off. But because I'm sick, the hubby is out there trying to work for a few hours. And I don't think he saw my messenger. But hello, half a day if you're just popping in. Excuse me. Thank you for joining my live stream. I appreciate it. That's my goal, is to hit my watch hours. What is this thing? I've got my laptop open. I'm using my phone to stream, but at the very top of the chat, it says there's a goal. Xmas might be slow because people spend all their money. Yeah, we had, like I said, we had a great week when we worked Monday through Sunday this past week. So it's up in the air. It's definitely up in the air how this next, starting on Wednesday, what it's going to be like. When we looked how we did last year around this time, that was kind of a hit and miss because we were still working just here in our home zone. Since March, I believe, of this year, we've been driving to where my daughter lives, and that zone has 7 Walmarts, because the main app we focus on is Walmart Spark. And so our average working out there compared to our home zone that has 3 Walmarts, we got one that's just in town and the other 2 are a 30-minute drive. Hydrate, rest, and recharge your soul. These flus can kick butt. No joke. Maybe. I'm a relative. I'm just a relative. But yeah, I'm just hoping this, starting on Wednesday, that because school lets out on Friday, that a lot of parents are going to be spending more time just shopping for presents and schedule deliveries for the groceries. Hold on a minute. Becca, hey, finally glad to see that you got your video out. And I meant to put that as an additional comment on your video, but are the pedals adjustable? Because that's weird. That's weird that the pedals, would be that close to the ground. Unless that was just a flaw when they were putting the bike together. But as I was saying, on top of the chat box, they're not. Man, that sucks. Thanks, NATO. That really sucks. Pick a goal. Okay. This is the first time I'm doing this, so it's just a test. It's something that I'm testing out on my channel and that I'm going to do for the next 15 minutes. Like I said, I'm just testing this out. Because I didn't know that this was even a thing. I just now noticed this. All right. Here we go. There we go. Oh my goodness. I think the medication is kicking in that I took a few hours ago because at the moment I am not cold. Like I said, I've got a sweater on, I've got sweatpants on, and I'm wearing socks. And I was having such a hard time having my, keeping my hands and my feet warm, but now, and this is what happened last night. Just got back in from walking the dog and it's still raining. Yeah, Becca, that sucks. And it's for the entire week. But yeah, I went to bed Saturday and I think I ended up catching whatever's going around, but it didn't help when we were out working all day on Friday that it was windy, it was wet. So yeah. Saturday night, as I was going to bed, I started to get a tickle in my throat, and it only progressed yesterday. So I'm taking today. The hubby's out trying to work, but he's out trying to work right now. But I'm taking today to rest, to hydrate, and feel better so we can get back to work together starting on Wednesday. I mean, no, it's asking a lot, but I normally don't take the vitamins, especially ones with vitamin C to help boost your immune system. But I wanted to make sure I was going to be able to get out there and work with the hubby. And work together so he's not out there doing it by himself. Because I know he also feels bad. Leaving me home alone. Ah! There's that Christmas commercial that has a couple of the actors from that movie, Home Alone. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to actually see those movies that came out, 20 plus years ago. It does suck. When they come back and they do these commercials, poking fun at the movie that was very popular and stuff. Okay, I have to take this off. Even this is starting to cause a headache. Um, my hair standing up in the back. Pat down, pat down. But in case you missed it when I was talking about it towards the start of the live stream, because I was doing a lot of tossing and turning last night, when I finally got out of bed, I look in the mirror and my hair was just like, and my hair does not frizz like that. But I guess it was just that dry in the room too. I mean, we had the air purifier going in the room, so it would make it easier on my throat. So it's not so dry in the room. But it was like I had just walked through a wind tunnel. Um, Anybody got anything interesting going on for this week? Becca, how's the yard business going, if you're still there? And Mama, I don't know if you saw my email yet or not, but when you get a chance, no rush. And I apologize that um, it took that long even for me to be able to send that email. I do apologize. No. I'm Chamorro. I'm from a tiny island in the South Pacific called Guam. So I'm a Pacific Islander. I am. I'm a Pacific Islander. But thank you for popping into my live stream. It's in my inbox, no worries. Sorry, I've been sick also and busy with crocheting and the crafting. Okay, no worries, Mama. And I hope you're feeling better too. I wouldn't mind if I was back home in Guam right now. Since you're new to my channel, I'm actually here in Texas. I'm here in the States. That's so I'm live streaming from big old state of Texas. But it's wonderful. You're talking about year-round. There's only two weathers pretty much, or season, that you deal with on Guam, which is wet and dry. Averaging 60 degrees, 60 to 70 degrees year-round. So, yeah. At times like this, I wouldn't mind being back home. You can just, walk to the beach depending where you're at on the island, or drive to the beach and just hang out. Um, I'm multitasking, sorry. Why not? In my case, it was because one of my older sisters was already here, and I went to go live with her. But why not? I mean, there's a lot of great reasons to stay on the island, but there's also great reasons to move to the U.S. And also depending on where you go in the U.S. I know my hubby wouldn't mind going to live back home in Guam, but oh my goodness, it is expensive out there because, of where we're located. So a lot of the food that you see in the stores there in Guam are shipped. So that increases the prices. I mean, it's crazy to see something as simple as cereal costing, I mean, you're talking about regular size cereal, not the mega or the family size cereals that we see here in Walmart. You're talking about just your standard size 16 ounce of cereal costing $7 to $10. And I don't even know if that's the name brand ones. But it's possible. It's possible that those are the ones that cost more, are the name brand ones. But is everybody ready for Christmas? We're still not. Hi, welcome in. Thank you for joining my live stream. Because I'm sick, if I can't get out there and make that money, then at least I can still try and work on my YouTube channel. If you ask that question to my husband, he'd say no. Oh, what's, scary for us YouTubers or content creators, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, or whatever. But this whole AI thing, we were watching the news last night. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but this older gentleman basically was not scammed, but he was a victim of a form of fraud. Because what ended up happening, he said, and you're talking about thousands of dollars, but he works with an accountant, and he makes his money by transferring stuff or whatever. But what ended up happening was his accountant got a call from someone that sounded just like him. They were saying that the mannerisms in the way the person was talking, didn't give any red alerts to the accountant. But they said that a lot of these scammers out there are upping their game and now using AI to defraud people. Like I said, his accountant didn't have any reason not to believe the person was able to, and I think they said because his email was hacked or something like that, because they were able to confirm some of the information. But yeah, the fact, and it's, watching some of these videos that are out there as I'm scrolling Facebook, on TikTok, it's crazy how some of those videos, are AI. Some of these freaking commercials that come through. My husband pointed out the one from Kelly Clarkson, talking about the Ozempic that helped her lose weight. How it's her talking. It looks real, you know. And I've seen another commercial where it's a professor talking. I believe it was also about Ozempic. But you know how some of these AI videos, you can tell just because of the transitioning of the way the person moves or whatever, you can tell um, that it's not real. But I've seen a couple of videos out there that I'm like, is that real? Or is that an AI making this commercial? Or they're using AI to make that commercial. So it's really, really scary to think that um, people who defraud other people, you know, could be using the social media platform. Because, you know, you're hearing all these people talk on their videos all the time. And that's all they need. Especially if you end up sharing. That's why my husband would glare at me sometimes if I share something that he feels like, no, you shouldn't have shared that. Because, as you know, there are some things that just should not be shared on social media. But on Facebook, hello, we're doing that all the time. Hey, Linda. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Hi, Nina. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I hope you're feeling better when, you know, because I could still hear your cough when I was on your live stream yesterday. But I'm sick now. AI is being used to scam a lot of people. It's going to come down to having to prove who are with our DNA, the way identity theft is developing. Right? I mean, I know, and this was years ago, though. This was back in 98 with Bank of America. When you're trying to cash a check or even deposit it, that you would have to give a fingerprint. I don't know if they still do that or not with Bank of America, but I know fingerprint was one way to prove that you are who you are. But, you know, how they start talking about scammers are always going to find their way around. Thank you. The hubby's out there trying to work because in case I can't work with him even by Wednesday, he's going to try and make some money today. And because I need to make sure I'm well enough to work later this week, because we already know the week of Christmas, that's going to be in hit and miss, because with Christmas on a Wednesday, we worked Christmas Eve of last year, but again, we were working here in our home zone, which, you know, we came to find out after several months that it's not as productive out here. Excuse me. But with Christmas on a Wednesday, you know, we'd work Monday and Tuesday. And I don't know, we're still debating on whether we should give it a try on Thursday. But then right back at it come, you know, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's why I don't think we're going to, you know, work long if we end up working Christmas Eve. I guess it partly just depends on how this work week that we're in now goes. If I'm well enough to get back to work later this week. Hold on. Time to refill the hydration. Because if you are sick out there, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I should probably be drinking some of that coconut water that I have in there, because that's another quick way to hydrate. But and I know this might be TMI, but with as much as I went to the bathroom last night, I think I'm quite hydrated. I don't know how many of you guys drink tea, but my hubby saw that, you know, my daughter, she drinks tea, and this was it. So he made me, hi, Em. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. And I was testing it out, but I put a goal out there for the super chat. I finally got my very first one last week from Mav. He said, "Happy early Christmas." When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I got my first super chat." But anyways, I tried this. To your spam fries video I'm going to watch while I make dinner. Awesome. And what you're going to get a kick out of it was when I was eating it, you know, so you guys could actually hear just how crunchy those suckers are. Because when I was biting into it, here's my phone and I was biting into it. You can hear just how crunchy that thing is. And the other cool thing is too, because unless, you know, if you're making it for yourself, one can make a lot. At least maybe I would say 3 orders worth, you know, 4 to 5 pieces, depending on how thick you make them. But the great thing about the spam fries is if you have a toaster oven or even just a regular oven, but the toaster oven, you can get it done a lot quicker, but just toss it back into the oven, just for a few minutes to reheat it, and you can get that crunch back. But this is what I tried last night. I only put just a little bit of sugar, but this is actually pretty good. The honey lemon ginseng. Other than, you know, the sweet tea, I'm not big on drinking tea, but like I said, my hubby made that for me last night, and even before I added just a little bit of sugar, I mean, because there's honey in it, I was like, oh, this isn't bad at all. But let's kick it up. Just add just a little bit, a tiny scoop of sugar. And the other thing that I'm working on too, Em, is good afternoon. Welcome and thank you for popping into my live stream. But the other thing, Em, is that I'm currently trying to edit. That's what I'm taking the rest of today to do, especially, you know, as I'm trying to rest. Is finish editing chicken fried rice, because the same night that I made the spam fries is I also made chicken fried rice. So I'm still trying to edit that one before I upload that. If I get it done, it'll be posted today. If not, it'll be posted tomorrow. How's it going? Where did I see you from? What channel did I see? I was on, was it mine or Kelly? I'm not sure if it was my channel or someone else's channel that I saw your name in the chat. If you like spam, go check it out. Let me see if I can repost it. Okay, it was mine. Okay. Okay, so that's the link for the spam fries from my second channel. And like I said, I am still trying to edit the chicken fried rice. It depends. I'm trying, you know, I know when you're sick you should rest, but I'm trying not to take a nap because I already have a hard time sleeping at night. So, well, that's awesome. That's good to know. That is good to know. All right, let me see. Yes, and I will have to say, normally when I'm making, and I should have made that note, or I'm going to make that note in the video, but when you're making fried rice, I add vegetables. The 2 main vegetables that I like to add is corn and peas. It's awesome to learn from a friend. Corn and peas. Thanks, Em. when I was buying the stuff to make the fried rice, unfortunately, I guess, I don't know what was going on. Everybody needed, frozen peas and frozen corn because all I had to choose from was the mixed vegetables. And I don't like the mixed vegetables. When I have to buy it, I'm picking out the green beans. And I'll even pick out I'll even pick out some of the corn because sometimes they will, overpack it still with corn. But the downside about using, and this is just me, but the downside about using mixed vegetables is those vegetables, the ones that you do end up keeping, the peas, the corn, and some of the carrots, they have the flavor of the green beans. So if you don't mind the flavor of green beans, then use the mixed vegetables. But for me personally, when I'm making fried rice, the two, and I like it especially for the corn because you get that when you're biting into the corn in the fried rice, you get that small pop of sweetness from the corn. While the peas, which, it doesn't have too much of a flavor to it, but it's for aesthetics. It adds that little pop of color with green. But those are the two that I use. But I will make note of that. If you don't mind mixed green beans, then use mixed vegetables. But otherwise, the two that I mainly use is peas and corn. What else is there? Just to give as a heads up, like I said, I am working to monetize my channel. It's quite the journey for sure. But sorry to hear you're sick for wellness. Thank you, Em. Thank you. Like I told my hubby, that if I can't get out there and work, then I'm working on my YouTube channel. He was like, no, because you're going to be doing a lot of talking. And I was like, well, I wanted to say, some of you that have been here the entire live stream already heard me say this, but am I doing this for sympathy because I'm sick? No. I'm doing this, one, because I missed doing my Sunday Fun Day live stream yesterday. Because we were just busy the entire day. And then, of course, by the end of the day, I wasn't feeling good. But the other thing is because I'm still trying to work on my watch hours. That's what I was getting ready to say, was that currently I'm sitting, this is as of December 11th, because when it comes to watch hours, there's a 5-day delay. So as of December 11th, I am sitting at 3172 for my watch hours. So that is a lot of watch hours to try and get by December 1st. But hey, I'm here, and that's just part of the battle, is to show up, right? I was taught corn can be an overpowering flavor and to leave it off to the side to be added individually, except corn in chowder, then load it up. And that's, because I plan on making that probably tomorrow. But there's a big thing in Guam that is our chicken corn soup. But we also know there is a shortcut way, because doing it the traditional way, you're talking about boiling the chicken, draining that, straining that, and all of that just to get the chicken broth. So in that video that I'll be posting, I don't know when, but I am planning on making the chicken corn soup tomorrow. It is the shortcut way. Some islanders, some people from Guam might not like that, but hey, if you don't have time to, get a whole chicken, boil it, and do all those extra steps, then I'm more than happy to share the shortcut way. I mean, I'm not the first one to do it. Corn chowder. That sounds good. Mama, what's all in your corn chowder? whenever you're up for it, we need to do a joint. And I know, Em, we talked about this with you, me, and Nina about doing a triple live stream. But, Mama, we should do a cooking video together. You teaching me how to make something. Because that corn chowder, that sounds good. Especially once you tell me what's all in it other than corn. Because corn is a big staple in this household. Hold on. Yeah. So I don't know if you'd be ever be up for that. And, you know, when the kids were growing up, of course, we had more vegetable options. And when I was growing up as a kid, I even asked my mom, as an adult, I asked my mom, I was like, why didn't you try and make me try and eat more vegetables when I was growing up? You never know. I would have liked it. She just pretty much laughed at that. Because my parents were ones that didn't make us finish our food. Despite, growing up in Guam, 70s and 80s, both my parents working full-time jobs, and then my dad, to supplement the income, he was a fantastic huntsman. Fisherman was really his forte. Yes, that would be awesome, Em. We need to pick a dish and set it up. But Mama, are you willing to do a live stream showing us how to cook your corn chowder? But yeah, my parents were not one to force us to eat and finish our plates. It was crazy because, I mean, even when it came to crab, my parents, and this is fresh crab that my dad hunted, and we cook everything, head, body, everything. Excuse me, sorry. um, um, I liked eating the body and legs. I didn't have a problem with. It was the head. I mean, my parents loved that, and unfortunately, the head of a crab. That's also where the most cholesterol was. But they'd be like, "Yeah, just pass it." They were ones that were willing to take what we didn't eat. So that was really fantastic. On one hand, that they were like that. They gave us the option. There was vegetables on the table. They gave us the option. If we didn't want to eat, you know, then don't put it on your plate. So they gave us the option. They didn't make us try and eat. Because in Guam, of course, you're going to, so many different types of vegetables, with spinach, taro, eggplant. I mean, there's just still so many different vegetables. And when my mom cooked, she did use quite the variety when it came to vegetables, but she just did it as an option. Um, if you don't want it, don't put it on your plate. But I didn't do that with my kids. When they were growing up, when you're talking about the younger time, up to middle school years, really, um, I made, of course, the vegetables, nothing, too out of the ordinary or horrific that tasted horrible. I mean, if it's something that I or the husband won't eat, then of course we're not going to make them eat it. You know, green beans, broccoli, of course, corn, peas, carrots. Um, I don't like cauliflower. so we didn't make them eat that. Whenever I was using mixed vegetables when the kids were younger, I'd look at his plate, because I'm always getting on the kids about eating their food, and he had pushed all the lima beans to the side of the plate. And so, of course, the kids were like, and he's like, if I'm not going to eat it, then they don't have to eat it either. So they would push the lima beans to the side of their plate as well. Like, if dad's not going to eat it, then I don't have to eat it either. So, but yeah, we didn't give them the option not to eat vegetables. Because typically it was only one vegetable. Like I said, it's as the side dish. With the meat, the side, and the vegetable. Wow. I didn't realize that I would have lasted this long. It's been an hour since I started the live stream. But that's cool. That's cool. All right, let me go check out his channel. Okay. I'm just checking out Gig Economy. I don't know if he's still here or not. Hi, welcome to my live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe. And in case you guys didn't know this, whenever you're coming across a channel that you like and that you're going to subscribe to them, whether you just happen to see their video, what also helps, especially if you join their channel as part of a live stream, when you go to their channel and you subscribe, to make that subscription stick, you want to make sure you go back and watch one of their videos and like it, make a comment on it. But that helps make sure that you're, what do you call that? When you sub that channel, that it sticks. Because unfortunately, I see it happen too many times where someone just joins your channel, hoping that you're join theirs type thing. You join mine, you sub me, I'll sub you back type thing. But if that's, their intention really wasn't to sub you in the first place, if they don't watch any of your other videos, especially if you have to watch it for at least 30 seconds. So go watch one of their shorts, because typically that's how long those 30 seconds or more. But watch it, hit the like button, and even just leave a quick comment, and that'll help your sub stick. So I'm just going to Kelly's page right now. Oh, and he's from Canada. Awesome. Okay. I'm just watching one of his videos right now. And comment. I liked, I watched. Because he's also a gig tuber. I might be joining a band. Oh, really? What kind of band? It's a commitment and dedication to subscribe to a channel. Be strong, set a good example, and support the channel. That's right, Mama. And you are a fantastic supporter. Not just of my channel, but many of the channels that I see you posting about and, you know, sharing their live streams and whatnot. But what kind of band or what kind of a jazz band playing the sax? Is that what you, so that's what you're playing is the saxophone? That is pretty awesome. You know, that would be pretty cool to see on your channel if it's not already there. If you have any videos of you playing the saxophone. Nice. I very, very briefly in middle school, I mean very briefly, for both the clarinet and the saxophone, I tried it. But, hey Prez, welcome back. Unless you were just watching in the background the entire time while you were multitasking. But, excuse me. I got an awesome deal on a tenor sax from eBay a couple months ago. That is pretty cool. And like I said, do you have any videos on your on your channel of you playing the sax? But if not, you should. But like I said, very, very briefly in middle school. Yes, I was in band in middle school. I was in band in high school. But I ended up going playing the flute and the piccolo. I originally wanted to do the saxophone just because of the, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I was in middle school, but you know how the saxophone is portrayed in the music videos. You know, it's a sexy instrument. So that was one of the only other reasons why I considered doing the saxophone, and then I went. But it's just too, I don't know. Then I tried the clarinet, but then someone who got the flute didn't want the flute, and she wanted the clarinet. So I was like, okay. So I switched, and I stayed with the flute pretty much the entire time I was in band for both middle school and high school. But that would be really cool to see, you know, some videos of you playing the saxophone. And then, of course, your band. Because jazz, oh, yeah. In that genre, who's your, and I mean, my hubby might be the one to know more. You know, he's good like that, but who is an icon for you in that genre? Oh. Yeah, when I was in middle school, the one girl I was briefly friends with, once we hit high school, I think really she just moved, because I didn't really see her after that, but she ended up being good at playing the saxophone. But yeah, even for, you know, middle school. But that whole having to hold it off to your side type thing. And one time in band camp, every time I hear anybody say those three terms, or one time in band camp, 5 words. Anytime I hear anybody say, oh, I'm sorry, one time. As soon as they say one time, I follow up with one time in band camp. Okay, I don't know. My hubby might know who that is, but I don't know who that is. Sorry. Oh, I failed to. Like King Curtis. He mostly plays trumpet. Oh, okay. King Curtis. King Curtis is because the only one that comes to mind, he was a great. The only one that comes to mind of a really popular jazz player that played the trumpet. He was the one that blew up his cheeks every time he played, even though, in band, I would always, since middle school, you're not supposed to do that. You got to keep your cheeks pressed. Don't when you're playing the trumpet. He mostly plays trumpet. King Curtis was a badass sax player. Like I said, none of these. I mean, King Curtis does sound a little bit familiar, but let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Google. The Gahoo. A Gahoo. All right, let's see. King Curtis. Okay, okay. I think so. I think I might have seen a few of his, but that's mainly when the hubby's really watching it, because he has. I thought I have an eclectic, taste in music, but he definitely has. Who's who's the other person? Winton. Winton Marcellus. Winton. American trumpeter. Okay, then no, he's not the one that would blow up his cheeks. Okay, I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about, because I don't even remember the name. My son, he when he briefly was in band, in high school, was it high school or middle school? One of the times that he had joined band, he did the trumpet. Charles Parker. Now that's also another familiar name. Charles. Oh, look at that. It already knew that I was trying to look up that Charles, because that was the first name that popped up. Okay, he doesn't look familiar. Memphis Soul Stew. I'm just looking those things up. Was it Louis Armstrong? Uh, let me see. Louis. Oh, look at that. All I typed was LO, and um, he popped up. Let me see. Yes. Yeah, it's him.
Do you know what's really funny? Shaking your webs on him. Hey, where how ridiculous you and I think to myself,
Oh,
what I want to be.
well, I better lower this down. They're gonna flag my live. Okay, here we go. He's doing more singing in this one. He's holding the trumpet, but he didn't play it at all. Oops, I forgot to unmute. Yeah, I forgot to unmute it. But I'm looking at the video where Louis is playing, singing What a Wonderful World. He's holding the trumpet, but he didn't play it at all. But I think it is Louis. In some of the images, though, um, he's keeping his cheeks in. So I don't know. Is it Louis? Is it Louis that puffs out his cheeks? Okay. I trust you because I don't know. Thanks, NATO. What size are you serving with it? Now, I've never. What did he say? What kind of steaks? No. Um, Milk for sure is not the one. I try to stay away from dairy when there's, because if anything, that builds up more phlegm. I try to stay. I try not to take too much dairy. We are making reindeer steaks. You know, the only time I've ever had deer, and even though we have deer in Guam, um, in Chamorro in Guam, the word for deer is binadu. That's how we say deer in Chamorro. Sorry, I got a cough drop. Um, the only other time really I tried deer for the very first time was our first duty station was in Alaska, and there they did deer and they also did moose. We had moose burgers out there. So that was pretty cool. But if you're still there, where do you go? Is he still there? Troll bus driver. Muted, I think. You like moose? And it was the first and only time I ever had moose. Was there in Alaska. Who is the one? I think the texture of the meat, I'm trying to remember. There was one that I preferred over the other. And I think it just really had to do with the texture between the moose and the deer. I don't know what those two side items are, but sounds delicious. So I don't know. I don't remember. No dairy when you have congestion. Dairy and mucus are best friends. Yep. I mean, although I had oatmeal yesterday and I had oatmeal today. And yes, there was a little bit of milk. There was some milk in both of that. There are some things I cannot have milk in. We mostly make, it was cream of wheat. We mostly make it with water, but you know, if you want that creamy texture to it, you got to add milk. Venison and moose. How would you compare it to beef jerky? Well, that's why I'm trying to, I want to say it was moose. I think with moose, that one might have just had a slightly more, a slight toughness to the meat compared to the deer. So, but then again, it could have been just the person who was preparing it. We don't know who was the one who did it. And like I said, that was the only time I ever had moose. And I think, I want to say even for deer. But that was one of the things I, at least at that time, made the comparison between the two. Was noticing that the texture of the meat was different. And I guess if you eat it often enough, you can be able to spot for sure if you're about to have, especially in Alaska, you know, if you're about to have a moose burger or a deer burger. I mean, there's a lot of moose around Alaska for sure. Gamey meat needs proper prep and cooking or it will taste and chew terribly. Yeah, so that's why, I mean, I really don't have a lot to compare to it when it comes to those two types of meat. I mean, so that's a possibility on how, you know, it was prepped. But if I had to try, if I was going to have either of those meats, I would probably I would probably eat the deer over moose. And I don't know if it's because with the moose, there's more muscle. If that has anything to do with it. With the moose, there's more muscle compared to the deer. So I don't know. I'm not good when it comes to gamey meats. I don't have a lot of experience with that, so. Let's see. What else? You know what was really cool? Talking about watch hours again, was that when I went live last Monday, and this was our drive home from South Carolina to back here to Texas. It's been a while. It's been a while since I got that many views during a live stream, but I had over 2,000 views from that live stream last Monday. So I was like, other than that, you know, they range anywhere from less than 100 to maybe 500 something. Never had venison or moose. Want to try though. Yeah, at least just for me, I would, if I had to choose between the two to try again, it would be deer. You know, that's the thing about taking cough drops. Sometimes it's just too strong that I have to spit it out before I finish it. And then the thing is too about with cough drops, it works fine, you know, as long as you're using it, but then it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long after you finished that cough drop to where, you know, the strength of the cough drop is gone. Oh, did I happen to mention too, which is weird because I honestly don't remember it happening like this, but moose meat is lean, can be stringy. Moose is usually best stewed. Venison can be prepared more like beef. Yeah, see, then I think it was the moose then that, I mean, because like I said, it was a moose burger. So, when I got sick, I didn't start with the congestion, you know, with the sneezing and stuff like that. It literally just went from having that little tickle in my throat to, you know, coughing, and I'm already built, even though I'm not congested. I don't have any sinus pressure or anything like that. It just went straight to my throat and my chest. So I don't know what was up with that. I mean, on one hand, my sense of taste, because I don't have this the congestion up here, you know, so I still have, for the most part, it's not 100%, but for the most part, I still have a sense of taste. But that, I just thought that was weird. Like I said, usually when I get a cold or anything like that, that's typically how it starts, you know, with the sneezing and you're congested. And if you don't take care of that congestion, then it turns into the chest cold. I guess this one just said, yeah, we'll skip that step this time and just take it straight to your chest. Hey, thank you for popping in. You're new to my channel, so I'm live streaming from Texas. But thank you for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button. We're just talking about everything and anything. The last topic really was talking about game meats like deer and moose. Okay, I don't know what that was about. Thanks, Mama. I guess wasn't with State Farm. NATO. Well, my channel name is Gig Life and More, so pretty much I do delivery apps. You know, the popular ones like Uber Eats and DoorDash. But the one that we concentrate on, when I say we, it's my husband and I. We are a Gig Life duo. So you're going to see a lot of stuff like that pertaining to shopping for customers, you know, deliveries, stuff like that. Some of the weird and funny stuff we see while we're out making deliveries. And I do have some cooking videos. That's why the and more is on there. But I'm at home. I'm not out there working with the hubby because I'm sick. But I'm working on my YouTube channel. Gotta make these watch hours. Oh, I shouldn't have drank. Bye. That's why most of the time when I'm doing, I don't know. I'm not in China. That's why almost every photo that I'm doing the shaka, half a day, adios for now. I typically do it with the left hand. Oh, that's why you're still sick after all this time, Mama. So sorry to hear that. And thank you. That was sweet of you to say, and welcome to my channel and my live stream. And, and speaking of Alaska, and I think I might have talked about this when I was talking about the only time I've ever gotten a speeding ticket, which I don't think I was speeding. But anyways, that day I ended up in the hospital and I was diagnosed with acute bronchitis. I had a hard time breathing, all the symptoms really of a cold. But while I was in the hospital, they had to give me, you know, um, oxygen, through the mask. And I kept trying to take it off, and my husband would be just laughing at me because having pure oxygen was just, I was like, I felt like I was being drugged. Seriously, I felt like I was being drugged because, I guess because they were forcing oxygen into my lungs because I was having a hard time breathing, that it was making me feel, I was feeling lightheaded. And I kept taking the mask off, but he would be laughing at me. When you looked in the mirror, you knew it was going to be. But yeah, I ended up getting prescribed an inhaler. So that's the first and only time I ever got to deal with the inhaler. And how long it lasted, I don't know. A week, I think. So, but that, I don't know if it was because of that was the first time being in that type of environment, because prior to moving to Alaska, there was Guam, then to Texas, and then right before moving to Alaska, I was living in Washington State. So I hope so too, Em. Hopefully everything works out. And like I said, don't forget, I'd love to see a video of you playing the saxophone. Um, so is it because my brother-in-law, my husband's older brother, he suffers from bronchitis, and he's on having to use an inhaler. Is that the same for you? Oh, and Em, did you ever? Because I know your get together was canceled or postponed. Did you ever still get to do it? I've had asthma most of my life. Inhalers are. Oh, okay. Aw, sorry about that, Mama. I mean, it was. I mean, like I said, that's my only ever experience using an inhaler, and especially the first couple of days, it was tough because, as you know, taking that deep breath, and my lungs weren't fully open yet. No, they never rescheduled it, but we did our own arrangements at home with the materials. Ah, well, that sucked. I'm sorry about that. And yeah, we did do a straight drive. Um, when we left South Carolina, it was just after 7 o'clock that time. So really, it was just after 8 o'clock Texas time. And by the time we got home, it was after 11. It was after 11 o'clock. It was very similar to when going out to South Carolina. We left just before 7 o'clock, which would have been just before 8 o'clock South Carolina time. And we got there South Carolina time just after 11 on that straight drive. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, that it's what I like about, driving on I-20, going from Texas to South Carolina is, yeah, and I, just to make sure that we end up, driving straight, I did take over for a couple of times so the hubby could sleep, so he's not pushing himself when we're during the last part of the drive. But I like the fact that we're not driving through mountains, we're not driving through back roads and stuff like that. These back roads that make you question, am I supposed to be here? But yeah, because the majority of the drive was on a highway, so that was good. That better not overdo it on your live. You need rest. That is true. I know. Thank you, Presley. How long have I been on now? Over an hour and a half. Okay. Really, and I was only thinking of doing about at least a half hour. But that's, that drive compared to driving from Texas to Colorado when we did that in October, driving through the northern parts of Texas, flatlands, because they weren't technically highways, the speed limit would be anywhere, from 60, 65. I don't know if it did get up to 70. I think, once you get in, you're hitting the cities and then getting out of the cities. But yeah, the route we took, especially once before getting into Colorado, we took a route that wasn't going to take that little corner of New Mexico. But that is true. I do. I'm going to go ahead and end it. It's been over an hour and a half. That's an hour longer than I really thought I would be doing this live stream. But since I can't get out there and make that money through gig work, I'm here working on my channel. But thank you guys so much for keeping me company throughout this live stream. I truly, truly appreciate it. And please keep coming on back. I've got 800 watch hours to work on my channel. But stay safe out there. For those of you guys that aren't feeling well, like myself, I do hope that you guys feel better. So then that way it makes day by day, get better. But I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Until then, adios for now. Bye, bye, Prez. Bye, Mama. I know, even though she said BRB. Tornado, if you're still there. I'm actually just getting ready to end my live stream, but thank you. Thank you for joining from London. Awesome. We lived in Fairford for 3 years. But y'all have a fantastic day. Stay safe. Feel better. Happy holidays. Bye. Adios. Take care, everybody.